G'day, welcome to another Tuesday night, the 30th of July 2013, and this is Aussie Mac Zone, episode number 7. That's right, and tonight we're joined by myself, Glenn Goodman, we're joined by Jason Walmsley, Garth Humphreys, and Jason Oakley, better known as Warlock. Let's go around the grounds in a minute, because I've got to tell you first that the Aussie Tech Heads bandwidth Aussie Mac Zone's bandwidth is brought to you by Aussie Tech Heads Hosting, and you can find some great plans if you need business webpage hosting or just personal webpage hosting at aussietechheads.com.au/hosting. And you can, and also our sponsor, IT Help for You, down there in Penrith. Hello. We'll hear more from IT Help from You later on in the show, and plus also the winner of last week's $20 iTunes voucher. So stay tuned. All right, let's whip around the grounds. Jason, how you doing?
Very well, Glenn. How are we, gentlemen?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. What have you been up to this week? Anything exciting? Just working hard? That's the same sort of stuff?
Working hard as usual, and keeping up with the Apple rumours and tech stories that have been coming through.
Good work. And down next to you over there in Sydney is Warlock. How you doing, Warlock?
Hey, how's it going, Glenn?
Good, thank you. Good. What have you been up to? Anything exciting, or just another week? Different week.
Just having a look at these rumours. There's a lot of interesting things people are speculating about and what's coming up with the new iOS beta and all these kind of things. Very interesting.
Yes, and we've got a few rumours or speculative stories and information coming up. And also Garth. How you doing, Garth?
G'day, Glenn, Warlock, Jace. How are you all?
Yeah, not too bad. Now, Garth
Right.
is bandwidth restricted again tonight. That's why if you're on the video, you're seeing a silhouette. So there you
It's
go.
on a bandwidth diet.
He's a bandwidth challenged.
This is
Bandwidth
Garth.
and
He's
pan.
waiting for the NBN.
Exactly. I'm waiting in vain.
We'll join Garth again in 5 years' time when...
Yeah.
Damn you, Abbott!
Exactly.
Yeah,
Hey,
so-
no, at least Abbott's version may come to me quicker.
So,
There's a slight chance.
yeah, well, you would just be better to go faster with your 3G, wouldn't you? Yeah, that'd probably go faster than your ADSL.
Bit patchy ADSL 4G connection here. The 3G is good. 4G is sort of, walk in the right place, you'll get it. If you don't,
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. All right, now...
I'll give that a go at some stage.
Yeah, we could. Now, also, look, if you're wondering what to do with yourself through the week, you could log into the AussieTechRadio.com. There's heaps of tech shows on there. There's a heap from Australia, a heap from New Zealand, and if you've got a tech show, well, I'm looking for a gamer show. So, if anyone out there's got a gamer podcast, I'm looking to put one of those on the Shoutcast stream. So it is a Shoutcast stream. It's at AussieTechRadio.com. All the instructions are there for you to look, read, and download and have a listen to that. And it's there 24/7. So I'm sure you'll find something interesting. New shows every Thursday night, Thursday night, Friday. All right, let's get into some stories while we're here. And where can we start? We'll let Jason start with the first one. What do you got, Jason?
I think the story of the moment, certainly in all the blogs and Apple websites, is around the fourth beta of iOS 7 being released in the past 24 hours, which has a number of improvements and changes, and everyone's gone through and picked out all of those. So there's things, some little, some not so little. There's been changes to the lock screen gradients and icons for Safari and Mail.
Yep.
Changes to the call buttons that take up less space. I imagine a lot of fixes and performance improvements there as we iterate through the betas. I don't know, Warlock, did you pick up anything of real note there from what's been reported so far?
No, we've lost.
There's been a lot of worry about, a lot of speculation about a biometric fingerprint sensor, and they've actually found some code in the latest beta which points in that definite direction. So it looks as though it is going to be coming. There's a new code bundle called Biometric Kit UI, and it's got text strings related to a tutorial on how to use a fingerprint sensor.
That's a bit of a giveaway.
So chances are, yeah, it's going to happen, and a lot of people have been waiting for it. Could this be something cool and interesting? Who knows if it's good enough for people? It's different, that's for sure. Nobody else has got it. I know a lot of laptops do. Don't really know anyone who uses that much, but
No,
I guess if it's there, you could try it out.
I guess the talk is though that it's maybe some of us first thought it might be as part of the home key or part of the bezel, but there is talk that it's actually part of the iPhone screen. So that would be quite interesting if it's integrated in there, because that will be different to, as you say, the laptops where you're scrolling your finger over that little reader. So it would be interesting to see how Apple do it. And I guess again, maybe with the rumors around NFC, using your iPhone as your authentication and identifier for transactions and things like that. It makes it even more real, I guess, that it's bringing that technology to it starts to make that a reality where that ecosystem can start to be created.
Do you think that?
Yeah, I'd be happy if I could start using devices for buying a coffee. They've got people who are doing Bluetooth rings now to put on your finger and stuff like that, and also a keyring device where it's on Bluetooth, and if you walk away from your phone or computer, it'll automatically lock them because it won't detect that that's nearby. I think those kind of things are quite interesting. I'm not sure about NFC in the iPhone because we still have the problem that they've had NFC and Android for a long time, but there's no shops or anybody supporting that as a payment method in Australia. Although a lot of other countries, particularly Japan, it's like and India, you can pay with your phone for a lot of things. We've still got a long way to go there. I'm not sure if they're going to charge it to your Telstra bill. Do you want to buy your groceries on your Telstra bill? I'm not sure how well it's going to go here either.
Or maybe integrate more with a payments provider. And that was probably my point. Maybe the NFC thing may never be a thing. Sometimes, those technologies just never, really come to full fruition.
Yeah.
So it might be something that, again, depending on who adopts it, if the fingerprint technology gives people the, I guess, level of trust that it is truly authenticating someone, and you get, payment groups or financial institutions who buy into that ecosystem, you could see it rapidly adopted.
Well, I think it would be good if they integrated that in, say, the iOS, in that when you're making purchases through the iTunes store or something like that, that it requires you to scan your biometric fingerprint so the kids are not buying extra stuff.
All those in-app purchases.
Yeah. Whereas at the moment, I mean, you can open up, say you've got my Android phone, I can point it at my face and it'll unlock the phone because it'll recognize me. But if I give my phone to my daughter to play a game on it, she won't be able to use it because it won't recognize her face. So you don't really want it to be just locked down to biometrics of that.
Because a couple of things, like the recent, as you said, the recent Samsungs that have come out had the NFC included, and I think it was a bit of a letdown from the Apple guys, the Apple fans, that the new iPhone 5 didn't have the NFC, and it was seen to be, oh geez, Apple's fallen behind, and they're not innovating anymore. So it's interesting that you think that maybe the NFC is not going to catch on. I think it will. I believe it. It has to. I think that's where it's going. We've got the Visa cards and the tap and pay or whatever you got to do with them and
I love
stuff.
that. Yeah, pay waves and pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that using an NFC at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the one huge thing, and you touched on it before, Jace, is that this could give consumers the level of trust in the system. So if they know they're getting authenticating it, via fingerprint, they're going to have the trust the trust they need to use the system.
Yeah,
I guess if you combine the fingerprint plus the NFC, it might give it extra level, because there's a lot of stories still going around. Oh, the hacksaws can scan your NFC from 20 mile away or whatever. If they got equipment, they can be standing next to you and just walk past you and suck everything out of your bank account, which is of course not true. But there are some NFCs that are not secure that can be read by devices if people are near enough. So if you need to
That's
authenticate as long with the biometric before the transaction goes through, if it's as simple as just pressing your finger on the screen or scrolling it down the home button to authenticate it, then sure, that might go at an extra level that people are looking for.
And maybe that's the piece of the puzzle that makes it work, because from a usability point of view, I'm not going into settings enabling my NFC radio because I have got my tinfoil hat on and I don't want it running, all the times, so that people can come up and scan it. But, as you say, I pick up my phone, I put my fingerprint there to say, yes, it's me, and I do want to authenticate that purchase through NFC.
Exactly.
So maybe these are the pieces of the puzzle that are starting to come together. And again, if you get, this is obviously the credit card schemes have the pay wave and that going, but if it's someone like a Visa or a MasterCard, adopt it maybe as a soft or a virtual type card so they can still remain relevant and keep into the picture, or even your PayPals or maybe those more second tier people looking to become more relevant and more mainstream, those pieces can all come together and 12 months' time, we could be looking at some really different ways of, having those options for payments.
You could see it working for the Apple stores. I mean, at the moment, if you go into an Apple store, you can pick up anything off the shelf, scan the barcode using the Apple Store app and just walk out, and it's charged you straight away. Now, if they started doing this with the NFC and the biometric scan to add in that extra layer of authentication, then you can see a lot of people just going into the store, yep, I want this microphone or this bit of software, and they touch their phone and with their finger, and then off they go. And once that gets popular and people can see it's secure, then it can start spreading from there.
Because I don't know if... sorry, Garth, you go ahead.
I was going to ask a question of you guys. Who of you have a passcode on your phone?
Yes, I do.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
Yep, all do? Okay.
Yep.
Because I'm thinking quite a lot of people don't bother with it. The extra little step there.
Well,
and I think this is another thing where having the fingerprint is something that people will actually take that up.
Well, when it's more user friendly, and look, the reality is if it works as advertised, it's more secure than a 4 or a 6-digit PIN, or even a pattern where you can look on people's greasy screens and work out what pattern they're using to unlock their phone.
Yeah, I've my PIN code or passcode, whatever you want to call it, is not really for security as such. It was pretty much just so I didn't bum anyone. So, like ring anyone by mistake or, do stuff.
No butt dialing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes, that's pretty much why I've got my passcode. The security, pretty much you can do whatever you want. Like, there's nothing that can really hurt me on the phone, I don't suppose. Probably is, but I probably should work that out. And another thing I was going to say through that, I thought that pay wave, I reckon they've tweaked that a little bit over the years, because I know that when you go in now, I've got to hold it on the machine longer. When it first come out, I was like just tapping it as the motto thing goes, just tap and go. But now I've got to tap and hold.
That's the device though, Glenn, because I've seen that, and you go to different retailers. Sometimes I'm sort of pulling it out of my wallet, like near the machine, and it recognises it. And other times you are having to hold it, hold it up. I mean,
wait till you see the lights appear on the device to say it's read it.
Yeah. Maybe some radios are better than others.
So, look, just to finish off on that particular story, because we just brushed over a couple of things, and plus we've got some slides, so we've got to make use of those, don't we, Jace? Because Jason's gone to a lot of trouble to put the slides in, so we've got to show them. We've got to show them. Look, I think he's mentioned a couple of these in the in the beta iOS 7. He's got the mail swiping to delete inbox messages from the mail app is quicker. The notifications, the different sections of the note can now be switched between. AirPlay, new AirPlay icons. Oh, it's got to be a bonus, hasn't it? That's mine. I'm updating straight away just for that. Siri's help menu now includes suggestions for questions and answer queries, and the camera includes a relocated HDR button, and the Reminders app now offers search functionality. I don't know why you want to relocate the HDR. I thought it was all right. Safari and Mail appear to have slightly tweaked gradient designs. The folders, the fade animation for folder located in the dock has been updated to function properly. Oh, that's good. And the call button has been, I think you did mention that one, the call button has been slightly altered to take up less of the phone's screen, and the answer decline buttons have also been updated. Oh, and a couple more messages.
So I think we're really getting to a refinement and polish, I guess.
Yeah.
Glenn. One thing, which is probably the next slide you're going to show, is around iOS 7 feature that allows an Apple TV to be set up using an iPhone or an iPad through Bluetooth. But that just prompted me in like a question for you guys around the Chromecast announcement from last week, where there's now the $35 dongle.
Yep.
Just what the thoughts are amongst all of you around, comparing that to Apple TV, Roku. Not that we see so much of Roku in Australia.
Maybe boxing.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I sort of see it as a bit of look. It's interesting. It's probably still fairly early on. What will help it is it's an open standard. So Google have published the APIs for it, and it certainly works with, obviously Google's ecosystem. So around, Android devices. And
I think that it is a competitor, and a serious one, because I know like the limitations of the Apple TV, because I got one, and the main limitation is you can't just play from your network, which is a limitation. I think it's also limited to a certain codecs. It doesn't like. Does it like ABIs? We can't get one in there to test it out anyway.
No.
So
mostly MP4s.
Yeah, so it's all iTunes sort of friendly formats. And so look, I did go out and buy one of those $80 odd Ricoh Magic, I think it was, and mini Android PCs. And as soon as I find a good DVD player for it, I'll be right. But
the reason they call it Chromecast is because you can be looking at a web page on your Chrome browser on any platform computer, and if you've got the Chromecast device plugged in your TV, you can press the Chromecast this and it'll shoot it across to the other one. The TV's Chromecast will go to that URL and start streaming that for you on the big screen.
Wow.
And you'll be able to do that with movies and other things as well. Just send it onto that screen at any time, whereas with the Apple one, you can only do what they allow you to do, and of course you're locked in. But if you're an Apple person, maybe that's good enough for you. But the Google ones for everyone else, their Chromecast app is going to run on iOS, it's going to run on Mac, it's going to run on PC, it'll probably run on Linux as well, because they support everything, and you'll be able to just Chromecast anything straight to the device.
It's just going to be basically built in as a button in Chrome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah.
You can also write an app.
$35.
If you had an app that, say, has podcasts or TV shows or movies or something, you could use the API to send it to the television at any time and start watching stuff on there while you're doing other stuff on the device.
Yeah.
I mean, $35, that's, a third the price of the Apple TV.
That's right.
Yeah, and when you were in the US, you had that good offer for a while that you got Netflix for 3 months for $11.
Yeah.
But that sold out in like 2 seconds, so now they've rescinded on that offer, but it wouldn't have done us any good anyway. But for $35, would you get a Raspberry Pi or would you get this? Probably this for a lot of people. They wanted it for Media Center.
Yeah.
I guess a couple of things though. That at the moment, whilst you can stream from a Chrome tab to it, it doesn't have. You're not going to put in have your Western Digital streaming drive or whatever and be picking up your files from that on it. And I guess more particularly, since it is Aussie Mac Zone, that if you are in the iTunes ecosystem at the moment, it isn't going to be playing iTunes content. Apple and Google aren't going to be playing nice there. So, if you've already gone and bought your music and TV shows and movies, and you've got an investment in that ecosystem, there's
well, I suppose
a lock in there. That's
Well, you're right.
At least the iTunes music's not encrypted, so you could play that through something else.
Yeah, good. You're right, Jace, because like we're sitting around here talking about do this, do that, and do the other, but we all know how to network and do all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so the people that don't know how to network and do all that sort of stuff, well, yeah, they're just dragging stuff down to their iPhone, to their iPad, to their Mac, and yeah, in that case, the Apple TV would be perfect fit. It'd be a perfect fit for them. The AirPlay,
As indeed it is.
yes, well, I use Apple TV every week. I won't say every day, but most days I mirror my Mac to the TV and watch Q&A and all the other podcasts, you know. So yeah, look, I love it. It sends it to the TV. It's great. Now look, we better move on, and we'll give Garth a bit of a go with this one. I think if he's heard about it, the Apple releases the iTunes 11.1 beta to developers with iTunes Radio. Have you heard of any comments with that, Garth?
No, actually, to be honest.
I'll put you on the spot there. And
Excellent. All right. Well, alongside
11.1, have they? Interesting. Thanks. Tell me all about it.
well, okay. Alongside iOS 7 Beta 4, Apple has provided developers with iTunes 11.1 Beta. The biggest new feature is the built-in iTunes Radio. iTunes Radio is Apple's new streaming music service that is also integrated into the iOS 7. Well, everyone's heard of streaming music services. You got like the radio type style things. You've got Pandora, you've got the Spotify, and there's probably other ones out there as well. I don't know if that there's another one called RDO. I don't know if that does radio as well. Probably does. It sounds like radio, nearly radio, isn't it? Except we're missing the A. But anyone, anyone got any comments on the iTunes 11.1?
well, as we know, the radio is going to be free for Apple's devices with ads in there, but of course you'll be able to pay a subscription model. So in that way, it's a bit like Spotify, in that you can have it free with ads, or you can have it paid for without the ads.
If you're an iTunes Match customer, currently you get the paid version, and maybe that's what the subscription is to have iTunes Match. Look, I guess it was announced in WWDC, so we've been waiting on it. So obviously the US are seeing this, and
I think
it's coming in iOS 7. The question will be, how quickly will we see it in Australia? Because again,
exactly.
it's only been announced for the US. So fingers crossed, because again, with iTunes Match, I think we saw that within a couple of months. Hopefully where the deals have been done, and we'll see that, if not at the same time, maybe early in 2014, which would be quite nice.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking we'll see that radio, that radio service, iTunes Radio, very quickly after release of iOS 7.
I hope so.
Further in the air.
I think they've got to push it out and push it out fast. They're not first to the market with this sort of thing. And as you know, I think when you're first to the market, you do have a good advantage. But then again, when you're looking at Apple, they have got, I reckon, probably a greater advantage, and that's because they're still. What was it? 13 million or 37 million iPhones sold last quarter? Something like that, something still.
Yeah, they've also already got everybody's credit card details, and they've seen how the other guys, Spotify and RDO and Pandora, have done it before. And as it always has been with Apple lately, they're not the first to anything, but they always perfect it and do it better than other people, so that people end up going with them as the preferred provider.
But I think what they've
made an art of that, haven't they? They've made an art of coming to the game late with the correct solution.
But coming second into the game now, I think it's a bit different than before, because now you've with your apps, and you're actually, if you're not first to the table, you risk other people jumping into the other ecosystems. And if you're into the Spotify and you've already spent whatever, well, you can't probably buy the songs through there, but I suppose subscription model doesn't really matter anyway. Just shoots my argument.
I don't think
down,
that many people are into the Spotify though, Glenn. Other than outside of these circles, your general user aren't into Spotify. They aren't into Mog. They aren't into radio, audio.
But if it's built into your device already.
If it's right there, and it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Then the other 95%.
Yeah, I think the danger could be to the Spotify and audio and places like that. That's their whole business model. For Apple, they're really putting the cream on the top, I guess. If you've already got the device, you already got, buying into iTunes. You may already have iTunes Match. It's almost a reward to keep you in that system, because at the end of the day, it's not costing you anything to a lot of customers. It most probably, if you've already got iTunes Match, which a lot of Apple and iTunes customers would. It's like, fantastic. I was thinking about trying out Spotify or whatever, but
Yeah,
why
it's right
bother
here.
now?
It's right
Because
here.
it's just come to
exactly.
me. And if I don't want to pony up the $35 or whatever it is for iTunes Match, it's not a large amount each year. I can still get the same thing ad free. And again, Apple are looking to lock people into the ecosystem and devices. It's not around selling the content.
So
They've been Sherlocked.
yeah.
But I'm sure. Actually, I'm sure it will actually generate some sales though, because I like this song. And click here on iTunes to buy, and I'm sure that's the line
Absolutely.
taken to the labels in getting the deals done.
Well, I was just going to
Completely. That's the win that Apple have, isn't it? That easy, the ability to get people to buy.
We've got customers, we've got credit card numbers. You bring us your songs, and they can probably reasonably predict, how much of an increase in songs they're going to sell.
So just to finish off on this topic, I just go around the table here and answer this for me. Does these services, will they prevent you actually from buying the songs? So if you can listen to a song whenever you want, would that prevent you from actually buying that actual song?
Particularly if it's got like Spotify, if you've paid for your subscription, you can cache all the songs on your device so that if you're going through the train tunnel or you're out of signal, you can still play it all. Then there's no need to buy it anymore because essentially it is on your device. And if you're paying the $12.95 a month or whatever it is for that particular one, then sure, why do you need to buy it anymore? It's there.
Yeah. Well, to answer that question, to answer my question, I go, no, I would not buy a song again. Because why
would you pay 99 cents for a song when you pay $12.95 a month and you can get as many songs unlimited that you want?
Yeah. Well, even
when you want it,
you don't have to. See, this is the thing, I think iTunes Radio's model is going to be more similar to Pandora's in that it's a radio station type model as opposed to something like Spotify.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what it looks like.
Yeah, which is you can listen to that that specific album.
Yeah.
And that's the real difference in pricing structure. So with something like Mog or Spotify, they're around the $10 a month range, which is a lot more money than $35 a year. But they give you the ability to say, I want to listen to that album, which Pandora and iTunes Radio are not going to. So I think the only time I'd probably still buy something is if I wanted to get an album. You hear a couple of songs and say, I want to buy that album. I know that's not really the fashion these days. Everyone just gets the particular songs they want to,
Yeah.
A la carte.
A la carte, but...
Same how we want our cable.
Well, you know...
But I think, sometimes it is still good to get the whole album and hear it. I guess I'm from the old school in that respect, where you might get an album.
Well, I just quickly ventured down that path just the other month, and after watching The Voice and all this sort of stuff, I went, oh, Ricky Martin, yeah, he had a couple of good songs, and I like him. He's really personable and everything. What else has he got? So I jumped up onto the Spotify and pulled up one of his albums and started playing it, and you know what? It was pus. So anyway, I got rid of it.
And you're surprised?
You chose Ricky Martin, Glenn. That was your first mistake.
Okay. All right. Now,
your own fault.
Now, real quickly, before we get on to the listener question of the week, is the Apple new cheap iPhone Chinese website Wifon.com has published a photo of a large bucket of plastic iPhone boxes. And there they are, right there. All of them with iPhone 5C printed on them. So these boxes look really tough. Oh no, they look real. Though of course it's not unheard of for Chinese companies to make rip-offs of products. The designation C isn't Apple's usual step up, as in usual way of naming things. As we all know, they go to the S version of whatever. So what does the C stand for? Oh, it's just a Chinese. I don't know.
Colour.
Yeah.
Colour.
Yep.
They come in all different colours.
So there you go. So
also, C is for cookie.
That's right. It's good. That's good enough for me.
But I love to eat. That's good enough for me.
Cookie Monster.
All right. Now, the listener question of the week. Now, we've got one here. Dave from St. Lucia, up there somewhere in sunny Brisbane. I think near Brisbane, pretty close, I think. Should I choose to put my iMac hard disk to sleep when possible in the energy saver section of system preferences? If I do, then Time Machine on my MacBook Air cannot back up to the external hard drive attached to the Mac. But if I do not ever put my hard drive to sleep, am I hurting the drive, limiting the lifespan? All right. Who wants to have a go at that one? Warlock, you'd know about those, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you're probably better off having your time machine plugged into the network rather than into one device that you're hoping is going to always stay up. I mean, you're going to have, if something happens to it, you would have to move it to somewhere else and then reset up the time machine from scratch again. But if you can get some sort of network caddy to put your time machine hard drive in and have a separate hard drive for that as well, because if the current machine, your iMac, is time machining to itself and your MacBook Air is also time machining to that machine, if that drive dies, well, you're gone. So it'd be better to have a separate one networked if possible. If not, then Energy Saver is always good. You can spin down the drive, not a problem. Just means that you might be backing up a bit less often, but just make sure that you wake it up once in a while and give it a time to do a backup.
And so you don't have a time machine, Warlock, or do you?
We have a NAS on the network here, which has been configured as a time machine. It's a Synology NAS, and it's got probably 2 or 3 terabyte drives in there, and we can back up to that automatically with no problems, and it's just on the network there.
Cool. And Garth, have you got any comments on time machines or anything?
Well, I've only just recently got that time machine, and am loving it basically.
Right. Good. So how do you use it?
But any like Warlock's saying there, any drive that you have attached to the network, as long as you've got it under Mac OS X, what's it, Mac OS Journal, HFC, whatever the file format is.
Yep.
As long as it's in that file format, Time Machine, the service, can use it as a backup drive.
Right. You got no issues. So you've got a MacBook. So how do you go about backing that up? Do you how do you make sure that it's available to back up when it's scheduled to back up?
Just does it itself. I don't know. I just left everything on the default settings, set up the time machine, the actual, the physical hardware, the time machine, replaced my, that's the router that I attached to.
Right.
And I guess when the fact that it's sitting there on the network, it is the router as well. I think
Dave's problem is that he doesn't actually have a time machine separate hardware. He's just got an external drive.
He's just got a driveway.
iMac.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
So he's got a USB drive plugged into his iMac, and that's exactly.
Well,
you can actually buy an Apple time machine device that plugs directly into the network, and they'll do all of it for you.
So excuse me, Jason might know about this, but does the time machine? It's not going to wake up a closed MacBook, is it? Or is it? Does it?
No. It's a MacBook's gone to sleep, and no, it won't be waking it up. But if it was a network device, it wouldn't have that problem because it would be waiting for signals to come in and wake itself up.
Right. What's your take on that one, Jace?
Yeah, look, that would seem right. I mean, if the machine has gone to sleep, I wouldn't see it's going to get a wake up from the network. But if I read Dave's question correctly, if it's just through the Energy Saver preferences around the hard drive going to sleep, and normally in that section you talk about the screen sleeping as well, as opposed to the whole machine sleeping, it should be okay. It should be okay. From an Energy Saver perspective, I'd recommend to do that. I do that, and don't see any issues. The drives will just spin up again if needed, as opposed to the whole machine sleeping. It won't wake up then.
Well, let me put another.
Backups are
better
good.
than keeping the drive going all the time. That's not a good idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So at the end of the day. Poor old Dave. I'm confused. So if I do, then the time machine on my MacBook Air cannot back up the external drive attached to the iMac. Okay, so is he getting time machine confused with.
There's a
See,
program.
Time
called
Machine is
Time
the
Machine.
service as well as the actual device. That's the problem there. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm
There's a
confused.
program that runs on your computer that does the backup. It's called Time
Okay,
Machine.
right?
There's
As
a
well,
device that it can back up to is called the Time Machine, and you
Okay.
can make any drive a
Right.
Time Machine drive.
Exactly.
right?
But he's saying there that he's attaching
what
to a
he-
volume on the iMac. So
Right.
it cannot back up to the external hard drive attached to my iMac. So he can see a network volume
Yep.
over the network, obviously.
Yep.
And he's designated that for his MacBook Air Time Machine backup drive.
Right.
So obviously the iMac needs to be running so that volume is visible on network for him to back up.
Yes.
For his
So
Time
again, I
Machine
would
to
say
back up, yeah.
putting using Energy Saver on the drive and on the screen, I don't see an issue. If Time Machine wants to see that volume should be available to the network all the time, as opposed to, as Warlock said, putting the whole machine to sleep. The machine won't wake up for that. So put your drive and screen to sleep. Don't sleep the whole machine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'll drop a few notes in the show notes. And if you don't understand all the rabble we've gone on about and getting you to buy new things and change your whole network, we'll just put some simple points in the show
Email
notes. for you to
Jason
look
at maxzone.com.
Right. Yeah, so okay, I get it now. And yeah, that's right. So, and look, at the end of the day, you are better to let your hard drives go to sleep. And then, when you open your MacBook up in the morning, connect it up to the hard drive, set it to go back up, and, just keep an eye on it through the day. And you need a progressive backup. I suppose they do progressive backups, do they, this
Yep.
Time Machine stuff?
Automatic.
Yes.
Yep, cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool, that's good.
He just needs to wobble the mouse as he goes past his iMac occasionally while he's got his MacBook Air open.
But if it's backing up, it's not going to go to sleep, is it? Until it's finished.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, cool.
Just to make sure it's awake.
Yeah, so you'll be right. Do that one. Just start it off in the morning when you get up on a Saturday or something. Let it go, or start it off at night time before you go to sleep, and then it's not going to all power down and go to sleep until it's finished. So do that. But don't leave this drive spinning all the time. It'll wear them out. All right, now let's get on to some cool picks of the week. So we've got these picks of the week. So I've got an app this week that I'm going to talk about. Jason's got an app. And then we're going to have a look at a iTunes gift voucher winner, thanks to ithelpforyou.com.au. So let's go to my app first, because that's first in the list. And my app is Air Pipes. Now, I don't know if anyone... And I can actually give you a demo. Would you like a demo? This is...
Give us a demo, Glenn.
Air Pipes is bagpipes.
Can you play any Ricky Martin?
No,
No, don't play any Ricky Martin.
I haven't got the...
He got rid of the album.
Living
remember?
la vida loca.
No, oops. Shush. I'll put that on silent and still nothing happens.
Living la vida loca.
Hang on. Yeah, sorry, I can't do Ricky Martin. I haven't got the fingering right. So, but I've got a few other
There's
tunes.
a line there.
So what you got to do, Z? That's how it comes up. And what you got to actually blow it up. So you blow up into the microphone. Oh, I got to select the tune first. Let's select Old Lang Syne. Okay.
For the audio listeners, Glenn is blowing into his iPhone.
All right. Then you just finger it as it lights up.
It's more like bagpipes.
It sounds as horrible as the real thing.
Who gave this man a show?
So there you go. That's
How
called.
do military tattoo?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's called Air Pipes. Look, you can have a
Now
lot.
do classical gas.
You can have a lot of fun annoying people with that one. So go and have a look. That was just a bit of fun for this week. Air Pipes on iTunes. It's not free. I think you got to pay 99 cents for it or something. But it's good entertainment.
Fun for the whole family.
That's right. And Jason, what have you got going down there? What little app tip have you got?
My pick of the week is Screencasts Online. So
A serious
run
one.
by a guy called Don McAllister from the UK, who's done this for a number of years now. And I remember when he started off, he was doing it part-time, and now it's his full-time job. So as the name implies, he does video tutorials for Mac and iOS apps, and it's a very good way of learning things. Where I've subscribed to him, and some of the applications like Apple Motion and Final Cut, he makes, I guess, those difficult things quite simple, and he's got his soothing Liverpudlian accent. And I guess in the Mac community, if you're probably like us and listen to a lot of podcasts, Don is on a few of the podcasts, including Mac Break Weekly sometimes, and the British Mac show. And he's a knowledgeable guy, and look, he delivers it across well, and you can follow him along.
How much are they? Do you know? Like, is there an average price, or is there a set price, or do you know how it works?
I know at the moment, I had a quick look. I think there's an offer on where if you sign up now, you can have a month for free. So it would be, if you were curious, there are some that are available for free to get a bit of a taste to the style he presents. But right at the moment, I believe he's offering in his summer school 2013, or summer school in the UK. If you join today, you get a month's free membership. So
Sweet.
As I said, I've subscribed before and found his style and content quite helpful. It's got a lot of the common apps there of Hazel, which is an app I use, and maybe we'll talk about in a later show around being able to automate things on your Mac. It's just got a good way of just getting you into some of those apps you might have heard about, and because he's been doing it for a reasonable time now, there's a fair library he's got there. If you've ever wondered how something works,
it used to be the case that I'm not sure if it still is, but if you do subscribe, you get the whole back catalogue that's already there.
And, right.
I think that's still the case. Yeah, so he's quite good from that perspective.
Yeah, look at that. Unlimited access to over 500 plus tutorials. Sign up, take seconds, and grant you immediate access. I can't really find on the site here how much it actually is. It's all about this free trial. Testimony membership questions, like I've got one. How much is it? Can I get a refund? What types of payment do you accept? What is blah, blah, blah? What's included in the premium membership? As a Screencast Online Premium member, you'll get new up-to-the-minute video tutorials each week. So he must be a pretty busy person. You can have these new tutorials.
Yeah, he does
an iOS as well as a
Yeah.
Mac one. So I think you can get either or both for a reduced price. But once again, what those prices are.
Is he doing them?
Sorry, I did find the page for that. And actually, if we were smart, we probably should have spoken to him to look at seeing if he would do a deal for the Aussie Mac Zone users. So maybe we'll reach out to him and see if he will. But looking at his website, so $9 a month if you do it monthly. Quarterly is $23, and annual is $70.
$70, that's a bargain.
With a month's free membership and access to that whole back catalogue. So,
geez.
that 500 tutorials would keep you, going for a while.
Oh yeah, look, that $70. That's great. I'd be into that. I'm into that. That's great. $70. You're not going to miss $70 a year. That's less than less than $10 a week. That's just over. Whatever. But anyway, so that's good. That's great. So good on you, Donnie. Keep them coming. All right, now where are we up to? Let's go.
We've got winners to announce.
Oh, yes, it's time. So, Michael from IT Help for You, that's IT Help, the number 4 and the letter U.com.au, down there in Penrith. He's given us some $20 iTunes gift cards to give away to people who write a review on Aussie Mac Zone. And he's also got a poster of our podcast outside his shop. So, if you're down there in Penrith Way, go in and have a look at that. Take a photo of yourself in front of the poster. How's that? Do a selfie or get someone else to do one in front of the shop and send it in. I'm sure we'll
put you in the running for the $20 gift voucher.
Yeah, if you did that, you'll get 2 points. You get double the chances.
2 entries.
That's right. Because I want to see some photos. I want to see some photos of some zoners, all right, in front of Michael's shop. I know it's probably, if you're not in Penrith, you go, well, yeah, I'm not going to Penrith to get a photo, am I? Well, that's only for Penrith people.
About 20 minutes drive from where I am, so
Look out, Warlock's in there. We'll get one from Warlock.
Or find the photo on the Facebook page, Photoshop yourself in, send it in to Glenn, and see if he knows the difference.
Now, IT Help For You is a authorised Apple dealer and repairer. So they're down there in Penrith. And also, look, if you got some, if you're down that way, you got a question about the time machine, or you got a question about anything else, just go in and ask them, and they're pretty helpful. They're pretty knowledgeable people down there, and they'll help you if you need your Apple or whatever needs repairing. Just go and ask them as well, because that's what they do, and they're pretty good at it. All right, so this week's winner is, drum roll, I should get the bagpipes out, is with a review of It's Good to See an Aussie Tech Show finally making some headway in social media. It has been much needed, and the boys really try hard to cover all things tech in Australia and have a lot of knowledge to share with a laugh and a giggle in true Aussie form. That is exactly right. We do on the Aussie Mac Zone. We love to have fun, and that is iPhone Aussie. Congratulations, iPhone Aussie. If you want to get in contact with me and send me in some proof that it is you, when you email me that is your review, however you're going to do that, we'll talk, a screenshot of the edit or something like that. But anyway, we'll discuss that. Glenn@aussiemaczone.com.au. Okay, so send that in to me. Good on your iPhone Aussie. And I'll tell you, just go on there. If you want a $20 gift voucher from iTunes, just jump on there and we'll pick one each week. Okay, so pretty much chances are, if you jump on there and put one in, like iPhone Aussie and the one from last week, you're going to win. You're going to win one, and who doesn't want to win a $20? You go and buy some songs.
Better chances than a lottery.
That's right.
Buy the bagpipe app 20 times over.
Oh, the
Hang on. Whoa.
And some Ricky Martin.
Or you could buy some really good apps.
That's right. Awesome, really good
You
apps.
need a soundboard app.
Yeah, I bought it. I got a good soundboard app. It cost me about $5, but I haven't put it on yet. Now, yeah. So do that. So good stuff. So yes, do. Where are we? That's it. I'm sorry, I'm just reading his review again. That's right. Good on you. All right, so do that. So thanks, ithelpforyou.com.au, and we'll have another winner hopefully next week. All right. Now that's brought us to the end of the show. Yay, you might say, because next week is not too far away and there'll be another one. All right, now let's find out, Jason, where can people contact you if they want to do so?
People can find me on Twitter at Jason Walmsley, with Jason with a Y, or Jason at aussiemaczone.com.au.
And Warlock, where do people find you these days?
On the Twitters at Warlock, WAULOK.
And Garth, where do people find you?
iBlindTech, at iBlindTech on Twitter.
Good stuff. And you can find me at Aussie Tech Heads. And don't forget, you can email all of us at whoever we are at aussiemaczone.com.au. All right, that's just about, I think I've done everything. Don't forget the hosting, aussietechheads.com.au/hosting. Provide great bandwidth, and the servers down there in Sydney are fast and they're reliable servers. So jump on some. If you've got a server, if you've got your web page host in the US, what are you doing? Just talk to me. All right. Also, don't forget facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads and youtube.com/Aussie Tech Heads. Aussie Tech Heads is what we all are. And we make this show, Aussie Mac Zone, just for you, the Aussie Mac Zoners. All right. Good stuff. Any final thoughts, or we're all pretty much finished? We're talked out?
Pretty damn good.
Good stuff. All right, so that's it. So until episode 8, which will be next Tuesday, if you want to join us live, it's at aussietechheads.com.au/live, Tuesday night from 7:30, bit of a pre-show, then jumping into the main show. Tuesday nights then, and then Thursday night, 7:30, same place, aussietechheads.com. You know where it is.
That's easy for you to say.
That's right. aussietechheads.com.au/live on Tuesday, Thursday night, 7:30. Be there or be square. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night, guys.